Hi everyone, I'm Sunita from Lessons Lane. I elatedly welcome you to a fascinating lesson. Today we are going to learn about subject-verb agreement. Now what does it mean? Without further ado, let's dive deep into the lesson. When you have one verb in your sentence and a subject, then what you have to do for completing that sentence, there has to be that agreement between a subject and a verb. That's really important. Let me give you two sentences here. The chair is black. And the second one is, the chairs are black. So it's very simple to identify, because when you have a singular subject, then you have to use is. If you have a plural subject, then you have to use are with that subject. So it could be is, am, are, was, were, according to your subject. Let's move forward. What happens when you have different pronouns? So we have like all, most, none, some. These are some pronouns where sometimes people might get bewildered. How to use my verb agreement with these subjects? So let's rectify it or identify some rules about it. I'll give you 8 sentences here. There are gonna be some pairs. So let's see how are we going to identify. Number 1, all of the equipment is on sale. All of the computers are on sale. Now what's the difference here? I'm using it with equipment is, however, with computers I am using are. Why? A very simple trick is here. I hope you know about countable and uncountable nouns. Let me give you a short review about it. Countable nouns mean that you could count. However, uncountable nouns means that you couldn't count. For instance, coffee, sugar. These are uncountable nouns. We can't count it. If I say 1 liter of milk, 1 liter water. These are countable nouns. No worries, I'm going to create a separate video for uncountable and countable nouns. Right now, just understand this much. When you have a countable noun, then use are with that noun. And when you have an uncountable noun, then use is with that noun. So that's why all of the computers that you could count, so that's why I'm using here are. All of the equipment you can't count. It's a group of. We are talking about some materials are there, so that's a group I'm talking about. So that's why that's uncountable. So that's why I'm using here is with an uncountable noun. Let's move forward. The second pair for you. So again, I'm going to give you 2 sentences in this pair. Most of the information is true. Most of the reports are true. Now what's the difference here? I hope now you could find it out. I'm talking about information. That's uncountable. So you have to use is. And if I say reports that you could count, so I have to use are with that. Some of the advice is useful. Some of the ideas are useful. Advice is uncountable. Ideas, we are talking about like many ideas. You could count that. So that's your countable noun. So that's why you have to use are with that. Okay, now I'm going to give you my 4th pair. So here also you will find 2 sentences. None of the jewelry is missing. None of the rings are missing. So rings you could count. So that's why I'm using here are. Jewelry, again, that's your a collective noun. So I'm talking about jewelry. So that's why I have to use, that's your uncountable noun, and have to use is with an uncountable noun. I hope it's clear to you. What you have to do now? Quiz time! And you know that's one of my favorites one. It's very important. When you are learning something new, immediately just review it. So here I'm going to give you to be verb. So that's your was or were. So you are going to put here was or were. So either it's gonna be was or it's gonna be were. Now you are going to find out. Most of the vocabulary blank, easy. Was or were? Was. All of the suitcases blank, heavy. Were. So suitcases, that's your countable noun. So that's why you could count it. If I mention here luggage, then you have to use was. Okay? Some of the news blank, disturbing. Was. None of the people blank, hurt. Were. Some of the bands blank, excellent. Were. Most of the training blank, helpful. Was. If I mention here courses, then you have to use were. Training, you can count. However, courses, that you could count. So that's why with courses you have to use were, but training, that's again we are talking about collective things. So that's why was. I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson. Now after that, if you want to practice more, then what you have to do? Download the Lessons Lane app and take another quiz. Once you master it, then you are not going to make any mistakes. Practice makes perfect. Before leaving it, what I have to say now, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new to this channel, and share this video across the globe so everybody will come to know about Subject-Verb Agreement. I'll meet you in the next lesson. Until next time.